We're gonna do another secret show. If you're here, you're here, and if you're not, oh well. I hope to see you later. So we're gonna do another Link to the Past any% speed run. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get right into it. I think I fixed the on-screen controller viewer, so hopefully you should be able to see inputs this time. Okay, let's get down to it. Oh, I don't think it's recognized my controller. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay. Last night we got our first completed run done. 2 hours, 8 minutes, 44 seconds. Hopefully we can do this one faster. Now I did kind of mess up and forgot to save the splits, so they're still not accurately showing the times that I got last night. But hopefully we'll set it this time and then actually save. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. 3, 2, 1, go. And the first thing we need to do is get through all this blabbing by Princess Zelda. I don't know who gave this girl telepathy into my brain, but I don't appreciate it very much. She takes forever to talk. Unc is gonna tell us to stay in bed. He's gonna go investigate, and he's gonna do a terrible job of it. So we gotta take things into our own hand. Let's go. First things first, we go up to the castle. We're not getting into the main door, though. We gotta go through the side path. And whoever just decided to keep this drainage ditch here needs to have a speak or a little chat with the Inquisition. Oh no, Unc. You failed. Don't worry, I'll take your sword and shield and carry on the mission. Oop, nice. Skip past him. So I hope you're all having a good night. It's currently 9:20 p.m. for me. Things are going pretty alright. The kitten seemed to be resting so I can play video games without the interference that they usually provide. And let's go. Okay, this next guy, I need to remember the lineup. This green guy coming up. Come at it like this. Yep. Okay, we get the key. And we carry on into the basement. Into the basement. Now the basement that has ascended past the basement. Okay, well, that's not awesome. Zelda's a yapper in person as well. Okay. We're getting out of the basement now. We'll be taking the secret passage to Sanctuary. Surprises me nobody told the guards that that there was a secret passage. It seems like something they should know about. So far, so good. Oh, we did it. Snaked right by. Okay, we go up the stairs, and then up the stairs. And then up the stairs. And then some more stairs. So far, so good. Welcome on in, everybody who's currently hanging out. Appreciate you being here. Even if you're a lurker. I'm a lurker myself, so I understand. Ah, taking too much damage. I mean, it's fine. Should be fine. Okay, gotta grab the key. Taking more damage. Now we're going left. We need one of you two. Okay, got the key. Now we'll move on. We will hug the left wall here, and we should be okay. As we enter that door down to the bottom, we're gonna hold right. Hopefully skip the dialogue that's there. Which we did. Okay. The way to get through this yapping. Yap, 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 yap. Yes, I understand. We'll grab this heart. And now we go to the Eastern Palace. Okay. Easy dodge. Easy dodge. Easy dodge. Hopefully we can dodge the artillery. Mission accomplished. We use the boomerang to hit that guy so he stops hurting us. Or stops being capable of hurting us. Take that damage and walk past because it's quicker than killing him. And it is now Eastern Palace time. Okay. We're not going to go left. I am going to double back for that chest there for the 100 rupees. I'll be using it to pick up the bottle in Kakariko Village. Okay. Take a little hit, it's fine. We're gonna grab a heart container up here when we open up this door. Seems like I got that trick down finally. We're gonna skip these skull containers, or just regular urns right there. Those are arrows, we'll grab them the next time around. We'll grab this one though. Okay. Gonna hit this guy with the sword, open the door, come back through the door. Grab the key. Take a hit, it's fine. Walk past. Hey, wait, this looks familiar. Okay, I would really like to do the strat, but I've already messed it up, so we're not going to. I'm gonna grab that, though. Not great, but I also messed it up on my last run, so one of these days, surely I will practice that. Amongst a whole litany of other things that I need to practice. Okay, we're gonna grab these arrows here. Use that pot to kill the skelly, get the chest. Go back through the boss door here. Okay. That's pretty satisfactorily clean. You just step on that little plate right there and move through. Okay, that one was a pretty good path through. Get the charge through the door. Could have used that heart. Hopefully we don't mess this up. We are gonna mess it up. Oh great, now we're out of arrows. Used up too many. Come on. Come on. It's definitely not clean. Let's see how much time loss we take. Okay, thankfully we don't have to do too much yapping there. Oh, we're not taking any time loss, it's still gold. Nowhere near as much as a gold as it would have been if I'd saved it last night. Okay, now we get the speed boots. Probably my least favorite part of this game is powering through all the dialogue. Okay, that's the money that I need for Kiki. So now I can get the bottle and pay Kiki without worrying about it. I don't know how to do that, speed glitch up the stairs yet. Of course. Take the damage. It's okay. It's fine. Take that heart, even though it's technically a time loss. Can't believe we didn't hit that guy. Shouldn't have bounced against the wall. But it's fine. This is like run 17, 18. We got room to improve. We'll get the Book and Medora down. Now we go detour into Kakariko to get the 2 bottles in the bug net. Okay, there's bottle number 1. Here's the bug net. Now we go up and get the second bottle. Hold the bottle in the air for everyone to see. It's good for business. I bet it's good for business. Sometime later I'll get the 3rd bottle under the bridge. Just for more safety strats. I ended up needing all 3 fairies for Ganon, so might as well. And now we're going to the fairy cave so that we can get some fairies for our newly acquired bottle. Okay, got our fairies. Now we go to the Desert Palace. I shouldn't have run there. It's fine. Okay, now we keep going till about here. Shouldn't have bounced. Okay, I think I messed that up. I think I was supposed to hit something on that black screen. So there may be a little bit of time lost there. But it's okay. Grab the key, now we're gonna go back to the other side. We'll go down into that room right there. We gotta kill the jellies. Or whatever they are. Honestly, I'm not sure. Don't need that, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Okay, we managed to avoid the balls. Next up, we're gonna go back to where we just got the key from. There's another door against that other wall. And we'll get the power glove. Okay, now we can pick up rocks. Now we go down. Ah, it's too slow. Now we leave the dungeon. There's a quarter heart container down there, but we're not grabbing it because this isn't 100%. Here's the key. We got the door bonk skip. Okay, we don't need to kill these guys except just to get them out of our way. The key is going to be in the top right, under this bottle. Okay. Need to kill this dude. I don't have any arrows to kill him with. Oh, that's going to be a big problem. Alright, we're not going to kill him. We're going to save those arrows for the boss. And we'll just ignore him. Oh, this may be a reset here now. See what we can do. Okay. It's not the worst. Not the best. Still haven't killed one yet. There's one. There's two. There's three. Okay. So it was just deceptively bad because I was hitting all of them. Alright, let's get out of here and go to Death Mountain. Technically time save, we will take it. Okay, we line up against that wall, and then to the top of the mouth here. Okay. Now we can lift up this stone here. We'll go back through Kakariko Village again. Probably should have just ignored that knight. Oh my jeez, what am I doing? Ugh. We don't need that fairy. So we're not gonna go bonk over there. We are gonna do a mistaken bonk because why not? It's fun. We will go over to here. And into the cave. I don't know why I'm getting so flustered at mistakes. They're gonna happen. We're gonna get the old man. And, yeah. He's gonna be a yapper. Please stop yapping. Okay. Now Death Mountain. Good enough. You did indeed talk too much, buddy. But thank you for the mirror. I will need it. Somehow we luckily dodged all those falling boulders. So yeah. Now we're gonna go to the Tower of Hera. Oh, that was perfectly timed right there. Should have just hit left. We're gonna skip that heart container. And go into the Tower of Hera. Back to the beginning of the dungeon. Mess that up. Messed it up again. Okay, let's just do the safety way instead of wasting all of our time. Down the stairs. Now we just gotta dodge all the tiles. Easiest way to do that is just to use your sword. But the last one we are gonna try and get the boomerang to use because it's quicker. That one. Okay, it's all good. Going to ignore the skeletons. Now we got the big key. Back to the beginning. And we go up the stairs. Okay. So far, so good. We want it to be blue, and we don't want to step on that star. Don't want to step on this star either. Now we go to the bottom, flip that to orange, and move up. Now the bomb skip is coming up, and it still makes me worried. I don't know why I shouldn't be. We've pretty much got it down. And we do. Okay. Clap, clap. We got it. Up the stairs. It's looking pretty clean. Gonna grab some hearts here. Heal back up. And it's boss time. Okay, don't fall. Don't fall down. Don't fall down. Don't fall down. We missed. No! Damn it. Oh, it's okay. We're not running for anything. And I only had one sword slash on him left as well. That's like the most cursed way that the fight could have gone. That's alright. Let's just worry about completing the game before we... worry about how much time it takes, right? Okay. It could have gone so much better, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know why I just picked up that bomb. It just felt like wasting the resources, apparently. Okay. It's still a time save, so that's nice. Okay, we don't run in this next first cave area. And here we're gonna count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I've done that. And it's worked out pretty well so far. Okay, now we go into the Lost Woods. We're going to skip the mushroom this first pass through. We'll be picking it up on the way back. Got a little bangabus action going on. I went too far to the right. And we still somehow gold this Master Sword section. I call shenanigans, but we take it. Yes. Telepathic message received. Let's go. Quit yapping at me. Let me go, please. Oh, we went ahead and bombed again. And bonked the wall. Let's just go ahead and do that so I don't waste any more. Okay. We got the mushroom. We're gonna go down here and see if we can't get some more rupees from this tree. Which we can. Okay. We have full fairies, so we don't need to detour back to the cave. So we'll just go straight to the castle. That worked out well. Getting that fairy would have been nice. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, now we're going to start Aghanim's Tower. First things first, we just dash right up. Now we're going to come up here. Wait for their shoes to touch. And kill them both at once. Okay. We get the door bonk skip. We want to go down here. Need to learn how to accurately do these puzzles. Mazes. Me's. Okay, we got the key. Taking damage from an eye bat. It's fine. We're fine. Who needs perfect time? We skip and just go up. Skip again. Okay, now we're gonna kill this one. Thank you for the key. And up we go. Okay, how many blue balls is Aghanim gonna give us today? Okay, that works out pretty well. Whiff. Just gonna grab that heart. Oh, brother. Give me the key. Okay, we don't need to kill anything here. We don't need to kill anything here. Just gonna nail that guy with the boomerang bonk right there. And that's it. That's Aghanim's Tower. Pretty much done. Skip through the door. We're gonna hold left and go to the side here. Get a little yapping from Aghanim. Okay, she got banished to the Shadow Realm. Okay, how many blue balls do we get? Any guessers? So far, so good. Next, he's gonna do the lightning. I love this game. I mean, it's nostalgia from my childhood, surely, but I still love this game. Okay, there's one blue ball. Nice. Okay. Now we have so much yapping to get through here. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for lurking. Enjoying the content, hopefully. Oh, you're still talking. Come on. Make it stop. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna skip that heart container over there. And we're just gonna head straight to the Palace of Darkness. And we have enough money to pay Kiki. Even after getting our safety bottle. That was a little early on the cancel there, but it's fine. Yes, come with me, monkey man. And now open the door. Okay, let's go. First thing we're going to do is go to the left here. I need to switch over to the mirror. And now back to the entrance. We'll take this bomb here. We'll jump down here. And back to the entrance. And now I need to switch over to the bombs. Pretty good. Now we switch back to the mirror. No, I didn't open the chest. God damn it. Oh. That's a time lost for your boy. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Okay, open the chest before you hit the mirror. Thank you. Now we mirror. Okay. We're gonna open this chest, but we're not going to shoot the orb there. Let me go through this door. I don't know this bomb skips, so we're just gonna go all the way up. We'll go down here. We do not open that one. We do open this one. Make it up past the ferry without getting hit. Anti-ferry, rather. Okay, we gotta switch back to bombs. Oh, I think I want to go up here first. No, that's just bombs. We just come down. Sitting in stunned silence at my own badness. Surely I should know this maze. I've run it many times already. Okay, I do want this chest, I believe. That's right. We're just gonna go for the completion. And that's gonna be my cope. Okay, now I need to switch that with the arrows. Okay, boom, done. We'll grab this heart. Okay, we will grab these arrows though. Okay, drink time. And we carry on. If memory serves, I want my hammer out. Yep. Then I want my boomerang. And then I want my hammer again. Okay, let's see if we can get this done. Nope. Okay. Nowhere near clean, but we'll take dirty. Dirty and done. Okay. We're gonna try and play it safe. Surely faster to not have to get more safety fairies, right? Ooh, that was luck. That was luck too. No! Luck ran out, boys. Sorry, this is why we have the fairies. This is why. Okay, I'm gonna call clean, even though there was nowhere near clean. And we carry on, after some yapping from this Crystal Maiden. Yep, yep. Yap, yap, yap. I do understand. Okay. And it's a gold even. Alright, we'll take it. I don't necessarily think that that was gold, but... who am I to argue? I want to grab that red rupee so bad. Oh, I'm gonna replenish that missing fairy right there at that tree down there. This one. Okay, that actually went surprisingly well. Usually when I do that, I end up getting into a giant scuffle with the creatures. And end up taking a lot of damage. Okay, so we're going to the clearing where the flute boy plays. We're going to grab the shovel. Not ideal, but whatever. Yep. Thank you for the shovel, friend. Okay. And now we go to Kakariko Village to awaken the duck. And then we're going to the witch's hut so that I can turn in the powder. Or the mushroom for the powder. It's close, but we got away. There it is. The full version. Let's go. Okay. To the witch's hut. Let's get the powder. Thank you, apprentice. Now we go back to Kakariko Village, and then on to Thieves Town. Okay. It's pretty acceptable. I'm gonna need the hammer. Alright. Now we gotta come up here. Taking unnecessary damage, you love to see it. And again, wasting time. Alright, let's go. That's fine. We're doing okay. No, that's not what I wanted. Paying attention. Should do that. This is the way we want to go. Now we go down. Line up against the wall and then dash down. And jump over the ledge. And hey, look, we got the big key already. It's crazy. It's fine. Pretty soon there's going to be an opportunity for a fairy, so we're fine. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get ready for it now. Okay. We're going to come back and grab the fairy here. Grab the key. Throw that down there. Go upstairs. I mean, we're doing alright. We're doing alright. I don't know why I'm so down on this run. Other than the tons of mistakes I've made, but it's fine. Oops. Okay. Would have been nice to get that first try, but the theme of this run is better not perfect. Thank you, Midlife Stockman. Okay, we just go through. Now we're going up, or rather down the stairs here. Wow, wasted time twice for that bomb, and still didn't get it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay, there's the maiden. Now we're gonna get the Titan's Mitt. Thank you. And we're gonna take the safe route, because I'm a coward. Okay, now we're just gonna go to the boss room and fight blind. See how that goes. Okay. That's not bad. Okay, we have lost the Master Sword lasers. Well, we still beat him without dying, so we'll take it. Okay, next up we are going to get the 300 rupees in the chest at the bottom of Dark Kakariko Village. Then we'll get the blacksmith and the half magic powder. And then we'll do Skull Woods. Okay, as is tradition, we got a Crystal Maiden yapping in our ear. Yes, I understand. Let's move along. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go get the blacksmith. Take me to my partner. Ribbit, ribbit, please. I will take you to your partner. Okay. First things first, let's get the powder. The half magic. We definitely need this safety strat for Turtle Rock at least. But another one of the bosses has pretty tight. I think it's the Frost one case in Ice Palace. If you don't have it, you need full magic and not to miss any of the 8 shots. Okay, into the house. Now we leave. Now we go back. Oh yeah, I think I'm messing this up. I mean, other than the fact that we just got pushed back. Nope. I think that's too far forward. Nope. Okay. Okay, there's Tempered Sword. Okay, now I just need to not forget to upgrade the Tempered Sword after the Swamp Palace. Whatever that dungeon's actually called. Misery, no, Swamp Palace, okay, yeah. Okay, there's the last of the rupees we needed. Now we can get the flippers and the super bomb. I think I'm supposed to... I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, it's fine. Now we'll just do Skullwoods. Okay. Just skip right past that. Up here. Wouldn't mind having that fairy, but I don't need it, and there's no need to waste time on it. Into the dungeon we go. Okay. Probably can learn in the future how to do it without killing the mummies. But in the present, we kill them. There's the master key. Now we go back to the beginning. And we go back around to the other entrance. This one right here. We're gonna do another bomb skip. Voila. Now we got the ice or the fire rod. And we're gonna go back to where we just were again. Didn't need to bonk that wall. Grab that key. Take more damage unnecessarily. I love it. Okay, let's get in there. I don't know how to do that side skip yet. So we just do it that way. Okay, clean enough. No! That wasn't supposed to happen. It's okay, it's okay. We're probably gonna die here. But it's okay. Mothra time! Of course I'm short on magic powder. Okay, there's that death. It's okay. It's okay. We got the fairies. It's all good. Don't need to worry. We got the good tunes. We surely don't die. Yeah, see? It's okay. Got another Crystal Maiden Yapper coming up. Okay, I'm actually gonna grab the Ice Rod before I grab Quake. I also need to grab Ether. So we got a bunch of stuff to grab before we continue on now. Okay, yep. Yes, I do understand. Let's go. Alright, we'll take it. I like gold. First things first, Death Mountain. Okay. Back into the Dark World. Back to the Light World. Now we gotta read the book to the statue. It likes fairy tales. Okay, there's Ether. Probably should have just hit left. There's the Ice Rod. Now we go to Link's house. Not gonna grab a safety fairy yet. Go back to the Dark World. We get javelin by that dude. Seriously? You love it. Okay. Everything is kosher. Surely. In-air bonk accomplished. I'll take that, thank you. Okay, now we go get the flippers. And remember, we cannot use the ocarina in this domain. Okay. Boom. Flipper time. Okay, let's boogie. Now we're gonna use the warp. Possibly. And we're gonna go to Ice Palace. Okay. So, do we hit the 50-50? Do we get the bomb skip? I really feel like I probably should have gotten the fairy. I can still do it. Okay, we'll just take it. And a little time loss, because why not? Okay, halfway. There we go. Not great. We're kind of running low on bombs. Aw, hate it. That's it. That's all my bombs. Can I kill you with fire? No? Are you serious? Oh my god. This is fucking cursed. I'm gonna take a massive time loss here, but I really don't want to lose the run. Okay, thank you for the bottle. Okay. I also still need to go buy some bombs. But it's a good thing I don't need any more money. Well, I need 100 rupees. So I got like 200 to spare. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down here. We're going to go into the Dark World. God, I really messed up that skeleton room. Okay. Wait, Bob's. Oh, I get a full pack. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We can work with this. Oh, actually, I don't think I can get in from out here. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing even happened. What are you talking about? This is totally the first time we're coming in here, right? Shifty eyes. Good enough. Okay, let's try this again. That enough? Yes, it is. And that's how that's supposed to go. Okay. Bomb skip time. Nope. Nope. Yes, I think that should be it. Boom. Don't fall down. We don't need to kill these slimes, jellies, or whatever you want to call them. We didn't even need to grab that. But it's okay. It is a-okay. Okay. To go down, drop here. Drop down here. Okay, well, we fucked that up. Are you serious? Hopefully, if I come up here and then go down, that'll reset the position of that block. Okay, please tell me you're down now. Thank you. It's fine. It's fine. Shit. Taking too much damage from falling ice and bosses. Okay, close enough. I dare even call it clean. You know, other than the whole kerfluffle where I messed up the skeleton room. Yappity yap. Okay, I believe I can just go straight to Misery Palace, Misery Mire. I don't have anything else that I need to do. Yes, I understand. Okay. Alright. We're doing it. Taking unnecessary damage for no reason. Okay, let's open up Misery Mire and get to it. First things first, we're gonna do the ledge skip here. Shit. That's not it. There we go. That's better. Need all these hearts, thank you. Close enough. And we need to go up first. Cocked by the damn floating ball. Okay, we're gonna be fine. Maybe we're gonna be okay. Thank you. Thank you. It's a clown show over here. But that's okay. Drink time. Okay, we drop down. Perfect. I got my safety fairy back. I'm at pretty good health. I like what I'm seeing so far. We got good tunes. Fucking up our positioning. There's another fairy right here. I'm gonna grab the health from. Thank you. Alright, we did that pretty clean. That wasn't so good, but there's another fairy waiting for us over here. Good enough. Need a little bit of a time loss, but... Alright, what do we got here? No, this is the eyeball boss, if I'm not mistaken. Really? Alright, we're fine. We're fine. I don't even need to do it. I'm at half of our health missing. We're still going to do it, mind you, but I don't need to. Chase that time loss, boys. Okay. Full health, boss time. Yo! Alright. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. Okay. Next we go to Swamp Palace. Another yapping crystal maiden. Always love it. I do understand that I want to get out of this conversation as soon as possible. Thank you. Shit. Surely we're fine here, right? Yes, thank you. Oh, I could just go to 7? What am I doing? Oh, it doesn't matter anyway, because I gotta go up here first. So it's fine that we didn't. Okay, let's go and lower the water level. I'm gonna go ahead and take the opportunity to grab this berry. Not the kind of grab I wanted, but, you know, you win some, you lose some. Swamp Palace, let's go. That's pretty clean. Let's grab the key. Nothing there, just wasting time. Got the water coming out, let's do it. Okay. First things first is we get the key. Now we gotta go back to that other room. This room. Okay, we're gonna flip this blue, go pop the thing, and then flip it back to orange. And then go back around again. Give me that heart. Give me that time loss. Yummy time loss, boys. Okay. I think there's a... Nope. Just a debate. And up the stairs we go. I'm gonna do some of the 5Ds of dodgeball right here. Then drop down. We don't need these skulls because we don't need any more money. Thank you for the master key. Okay, now we come back to that main room again. Ah, you jerk. Now we'll get the hookshot finally. And we carry on. Come on. Come on! Massive time loss there. You hate to see it. It's okay. It's massive time lost everywhere all over this run. It's not just there. Okay. Didn't want to do that bounce back. Actually dodged the mosquitoes. Okay. Now the trick I need to do here is pull more than one out at a time. Well, why do that when I can just do that? Okay, now we just kill the goofus. The goofus. The doofus. And then when we leave this dungeon, we go and we get the super bomb. There's a time loss right there. Okay. Yep. You're welcome. I'm glad that you can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. I wish you would keep this conversation short, though. Activate brevity mode, please. Hey, I said please. Come on. Yep. Jesus. I do understand that you were taking way too long to finish this conversation. Okay. Whoops. Okay. No dashing, no jumping off ledges. I believe is the rules. Thankfully, it's not no damage. Because that would be very annoying. Okay. First things first is we want our sword upgraded. Now we get our silver arrows. Yes, I did. Thank you. Okay, I am not going to get a ferry backup before heading to Turtle Rock. I think that there should be plenty available in the dungeon. Okay. We'll take it. Not what I wanted, but we'll take it. Not what I wanted. Jesus. Link, stop. You're embarrassing me, brother. I know it's really I'm embarrassing me, but you're embarrassing me, brother. It's fine. We're fine. Okay, remember from last time that there is actually a proper order. Okay, we open up Turtle Rock now. Let's get in it. Okay, put the cane down. We go up here. Switch to the fire rod. Then we hookshot our way back to the entrance. There's the map we didn't need. So we only need the right one. Close enough. Okay. Okay. This part keeps killing us. Oh, shit. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll need to practice this room as well. It's fine. Okay. Didn't want that, but fine. There's still another room where there's anti-fairies that come in pairs of 4. Or not pairs, but in groups of 4. Cool. Now I just don't have to worry about you. Damn it. Massive time waste. Okay, there's the big key. I am sitting here complaining about massive time waste and whatnot, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, that could have definitely gone better. Probably gonna lose one of those safety fairies. Damn it. Should have just gone up. Okay. Oh, it's the Song of the Summer. Wait, did I? Yo, I feel like I'm fucking this up here. I am fucking it up. We're gonna die right here, right? Yep, boom. It's okay, we have safety fairies. No, this isn't even the right way! God damn it. What the hell? Okay, so we went all the way around Hell's Creation. Taking damage. I love it. Yep, yep. we might actually have to get some safety fairies before we go fight Ganon. God damn it. Okay. Okay. How many hearts? Or I have one. So we definitely want to get some before we... I don't even know when I would. Okay. This run is officially in danger, boys. You may actually die. Okay, well that's good at least. I think this actually just appears here. I really wish I had more fairies. I think there are some fairies in Ganon's tower. There's gotta be some in there, right? Okay. Alright, let's do it. We're just gonna stick our chest out. And pray we don't get smacked down. Shit. Okay. Okay. So far, everything is going cleanly. Still would really, really appreciate some fairies, though. Okay. We got the bonk. Oh, perfect. Thank you. Perfect. That makes me much more comfortable. Hello? Thank you. Hello? Yo, let me in. I don't think I need these other two chests, but I'm gonna get them anyway. Okay, we still need one more fairy. Hello, fairy? Any fairies? Thank you. Okay, we're feeling really good again. Yeah, there's massive time loss involved. Who cares? Okay, we're in the final stretch. Okay. Good enough. Ah, hateful little eye statues. Yeah, we're fine. No. We don't need that stuff. It's an extra time loss we don't need. Okay. I really like that heart. But it's not to be. Okay, that was pretty clean. See if we can not fuck this one up. Nope. Okay, I think I might have been lied to when somebody said that you can't. Or that you can turn those into anti-fairies. Yawn, 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 yawn. Okay, let's get out of here. Take all of those things. Okay, that was pretty clean compared to last time I did that. I don't think that was the play. Yeah, it was definitely not the play. We gotta wait for all of them to die out. Well, it could have been worse, I guess. Okay. I don't need either of these. Now we bonk it. Come on. Thank you. Oh, we didn't even need to do that. Switch over to this now. Oh, we didn't need that. Come on. Get me out of this cancer room. Okay, I get him too. Oh, we fucked that up really badly. There's a blue ball. Oh, come on. Don't miss now. Thank you. Alright, let's just get in there and do it. God damn it. Come on, man, why'd you miss? This is not the place for you to be missing, friendo. Come on! There it is! We're gonna get like a minute time save. Yeah! In time! Okay. It's actually a little bit over time. It didn't auto split. But I don't care. Oh, it's because it didn't auto split Gen's tower again. The ultimate yapper, the Triforce. Well, yeah, we did it. NPB. By a minute and a half, we'll take it. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna run it back. I think I'll end stream here on this wonderful note. But GG to me. 2 minutes, or 2 hours, 7 minutes, and 16 seconds. Not a bad time. Let's just get to the credits where I can see everybody living their happy life. Now touch it with a wish in your heart. I wish for you to stop yapping. Alright. Got the king, Zelda, the 6 maidens. I don't know who those guards are, but they're definitely not regular guards. Okay. Yeah, I think we're done. Thank you everybody for hanging out and watching. Really appreciate it. We'll be uploading this to YouTube at some point. So if you're watching on YouTube, thank you there too. Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream now though, so take it easy. Hope you have a good night, and we will catch you next time. Just gonna send a raid to Abu Kamu. So if you're here, I hope you like some Resident Evil 4. That's where we're going. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.